Looking for tonight, guys, is for Kai-Wei to use that two-seam fastball against the two-seam fastball.
6:39 first pitch. The game time temperature 0-2. Pitch there after those swings and misses. And Leon last night went 1 for 4. He had a single, and that came in the 6th inning. Outfield straight away. And Leon, did he hold up? He did not. As Matt Winter, the first chief tonight, we just heard from him, the first base umpire. Brian Blassingame across the way, the pitcher, the catcher, or the hitter. And just a wrinkle tonight from the booth to the umpire, and we'll get the call relayed to us. And quickly, back-to-back strikeouts for Teng.
You talked about the 3 components of pitching, velocity, movement, and location. You can see that velocity is usually the least important piece. It gets most of the street cred, but it's probably the least important. Kai-Wei Teng.
Corey Julks. Julks went hitless last night. He did reach base via a walk.
That would give him more plate to work with in the zone.
Julks lines that one into the gap in right center field. It'll be pursued by both Johnson and Ramos, and Johnson will be the guy who plays it in. And the helmet flies off Julks as he tries for third. The relay to VR will not be in time, and Julks sensing he might be able to get up to the first.
Well, but probably not better than tonight. I don't know where that other night might be, but it is just
the field too. Makes it look a little pretty, like an ornament up there. And Teng uses that nasty slider to get out of the first inning and strands that runner at third. And Teng strikes out the side with a 2-out triple mixed in. No runs off the bat of VR that got a run in. So VR credited with the RBI as Madris pops that one up down the left field line in foul territory, and that's twisting to the
foul territory, like in back of first base, going down the right field line, or in this mile with it in that place.
There's a lot of space.
As long as you didn't get blown over by the wind, right there, because you could.
And Teng will lose Bly Madris here to start. Yep.
I know, you got to get down there in the tunnel.
I'll be right there.
Amy,
let Steve decide on what the prizes were.
Yeah, it's like the best of Steve Sachs.
Just give me the cash. I'll take that. That's fine. Yep.
2-1 to Bannon, who hits a double play ball to third. It's taken by VR to second for one, and the throw to first is in time from Walton, and they send it around the horn. 5-4-3, and that takes care of the leadoff walk, and with that, 2 outs, the base is clear.
Tell you what, not an easy play for Donovan Walton. The ball was a little bit sinking. He had to one-hand that to make sure it didn't short hop him, and he went down there, replanted himself. Watch as he replants himself. After he makes the catch, you can see the ball is going to go down and sink low. Watch him replant right here. Right there, takes a little stutter step, replants, and has a nice strong throw to first. That's a great way to play second base. I mean, although that matters, the guy's got great feet.
Determine the play. He's a great instructor.
Absolutely.
Easy to say, not easy to do.
No.
Especially when the...
You know why? Because I got my arse out of the way.
Right.
That was the empty. 1-0 River Cats. And Teng will lose him there. Missed low with that. So Loperfido is aboard, and Dixon Machado, the 8th place hitter, coming up next.
And it's probably the most important thing in pitching, I think.
That glances off Teng's glove. It's barehanded by Fitzgerald, who makes an off-kilter throw to first. And that'll be scored 1-6-3. And it works to get Teng out of Cesar Salazar from Kai-Wei Teng, who's now working with a 2-0 lead. Top of the order, Pedro Leon and David Hensley. Other hitters scheduled this.
List you were talking about, Zach, of the superlatives, the team awards. Kai-Wei voted most improved. I think that's one of the best awards that anybody can get.
Sure is.
Very much put himself on the radar. Very much so.
You know it's a quality, valid pitch.
Struck out swinging to open the ball game. And by the way, for letting us know, she's got the sign up because we can't see. We have no animation tonight. And each team has 3 challenges remaining. plus.
Getting it done.
No, it works.
You got to get it done.
And boy, Leon ready to rip on 3-0. Well, Teng has the type of stuff to be able to work around mistakes like this, as evidenced by the second inning when he induced time up. And Hensley shoots this one past the first baseman. Alvarez off to his left and up the right field line, and Sugarland is on the board. Salazar scores, being held at third. Leon into second with an RBI double, David Hensley, and it's 2-1. Go ahead run at second and still nobody out. And there's strike
in account. The mental side of these sports.
And the plate, Corey Julks, a Houston kid, and made his major league debut with his hometown Astros this year. That pitch kicks off the glove of Reeds, and Leon. And this is going to work for Teng. This is right to the second baseman, Walton, and that's out number one. It's a big out there for. So now Whitcomb.
When you don't have the animation, though, huh? You find out quickly.
I like to see it, though, as that's a hard smash to short taken by Fitzgerald. He'll go to third, and they'll get Hensley in a rundown here. And Hensley is going to be out, and tagged out by Fitzgerald.
You know, typically in a rundown, as you can see, you want to get the guy out at the bag from which he started. So he started at second, and you want to typically get him out right about there. And it doesn't always work out that way. You take the out at third base, okay, but you try to get him out at the place where he started. So, but you know, baseball's not easy, and it doesn't always turn out that way.
It looked like he may have had time at the plate.
Yeah.
Well, it's driven but foul onto the grass hill.
Too, Amy.
This will be a 1-1 pitch, and now 2-1. VR well off the line, past the cutout, and now 3-1. 3-2. And that is the fifth batter that he's walked. And it's the second time he's walked Bly Madris. Garvin double play in the second. He's batting for the second time in as many innings, and he nearly. Runners go, and Reitz will have no chance here. That pitch was smothered in the dirt. So an 2-0.
Was an easy take.
Yeah.
So that's an exception.
If they're going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically right.
And a 3-1 is inside. And now they're loaded, and Teng has walked 6. He's walked 6 in an outing, was his second outing in the PCL. As that's lifted to deep center field, but angled back to his right is Johnson, and Johnson makes the catch that at long last. To start the top of the fourth inning, Dixon Machado will loop a single into shallow center field. And the third baseman, VR, creeping in, expecting a bunt. And the bunt does get down, but it's to the first base side, so it's Teng who picks it up and shovels an underhand toss to Alvarez, the first baseman. The sacrifice. That's chopped to third, and playing in the cutout there, VR, and he will look at Machado back to second.
Definitely made some mental notes. It's like a different
play that you have to deal with. Because usually good sync.
The 1-1.
Now, the hardest guys I ever faced.
I sat behind home plate, the best seats I ever had at Fenway with my dad. John Dobson was pitching, and I was upset because it wasn't Clemens, because I loved going to watch Clemens. And John Dobson ended up being a guy that you hated facing.
I hated facing him. I don't think I ever.
It's a great name, by the way. I love that we mixed John Dobson's name in.
Yeah.
That's the shortstop, Fitzgerald, to his left, and a bit of a low throw, but it's picked by out 3-2. And Teng ends up hitting Corey Julks with the first pitch of the fifth. So Julks taking a stroll and taking his equipment off in first base foul territory. There it is.
Pretty
this
slow.
One's smart. You can see this one's right up there. Looked like it was close to that rib cage, which is the worst place to get hit. Might have got him on the trap right here. Yeah, got him. Ooh, I think that got rib cage stuff.
I do too.
That's a hurt one right there.
Like oblique area.
Yes. So he may not.
Shea Whitcomb takes that.
It's nasty.
How do you get back in after that? Like after you get hit and it really, 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 really hurts.
It's
mentally, how do you do it?
It's because there's something to get after, and there's another opportunity, man. And so it always just
another
drives
opportunity
you.
to wear one.
Well, you know what? Maybe so, but
About you.
yeah, and it's like you can't let that get in your head.
It's a laser, but out to the left fielder Meckler for the first out.
And I was pretty new at covering the game, and we were doing injury updates, so they had to keep it quiet. And he played it with a broken rib. We're just thinking, how mean that they would.
Speaking of drives, Ramos will watch that drive leave the yard. That is a 2-run homer for Bly Madris, and he can do that. Madris makes it a 4-3 Sugarland lead. Madris, his 15th home run of the season, and the reigning AAA championship game MVP. Wow, makes it a 4-3 Space Cowboys lead here in the 5th.
That's power. That's raw power right there. Pretty impressive.
Straight away. And Teng misses there. And now Teng.
Yeah.
2 hops to third, VR with it. And a throw across in time to get Bannon for the second out. It's the second time that Bannon's gone that way. The first time it turned into a double play. That time with nobody on, it's just out number 2, and Joey Loperfido up next. And here comes Dave Brundage, and this will be it for Teng. He's trying to get a peek at who it was in the River Cats bullpen